All right, welcome back. Now, news from the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. The Minister, Honorable Dr. Awal, talking here, says position tourism to become lead contributor to the economy. This story is on the front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Also, big one here, the President launches a $6 billion aluminium project to enable exploitation of the country's bauxite. More stories here. Police apologize for assault on journalists at Accra Court. I don't know if you've seen reactions from people. Yeah. On this move, positioning the IGP as a good job done so far, a pat on the back. Well, like they say, let's give credit where credit is due. Oh yeah, yes,
and I wholly agree. One thing that he's done in recent times that has really got me interested.
Exactly.
You know, some of those affected families, Abesim and others, offering them psychological assistance. That's something we often overlook.
Exactly.
And I feel that is so apt.
Very true. Now, my last story here. Let's commercialize for foreign exchange. Judge speaks, and I don't know, but the head permit I use has got fragments and a little. It is written on the container that it contains, is it marijuana or weed? One of them, one of those things. So when I come in the morning and I'm talking, you understand where I'm coming from, right? I'm here.
Mary Jane.
That's the name of it.
Yeah, it's another name of.
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marijuana and Campe. Abonsam Tower.
Yeah, okay, so let me just quickly do this one on page 3 here. Motorcycle rider fined 1,800 Ghana cedis for knocking down a woman. Police apologized for assault on the journalist at the Accra Circuit Court as well. I said that story already. And car dealer defrauds businessman 480,000 Ghana cedis. A 48-year-old car dealer who defrauded a businessman in the West District of the Ashanti region, the name that I don't want to try and pronounce it, has been remanded into prison custody or police custody, I beg your pardon, by the Inquiry Circuit Court. The full story is here on page 3. Inquiry. That's why I try to stay away from. But you can't blame me. I mean, it's a spelling. You know one thing about the local...
No. This is unpardonable.
How is it unpardonable?
It's a place in Ghana.
It doesn't matter, but who said I was, I was supposed to know all those places?
Have you heard of Pusiga?
The what?
Pusiga.
The what?
Have you heard of Pigu?
No. Go back to the first one again.
Pusiga.
Again?
Pusiga.
And the last one?
Pusiga.
Good morning, MFR. Over to you.
Why would you say good morning after I've said Pusiga? Aren't you aware these are places in Ghana? Pusiga, Pigu.
Gentlemen.
Gentlemen,
if I may.
I didn't say anything. You just
Shall
said,
I, please?
What? No, but what is so way about place names in?
I haven't even complained.
There's even Tatale.
I haven't even complained.
What about the one that was said in the
Nothing
Parliament
was
House?
said in Parliament. We only passed laws in Parliament.
I didn't believe I was hearing those names, honestly.
I know you heard something,
yeah.
But Parliament is meant for debate. Don't go there. Okay, so the Telegraph, here's an update on the Presidential Business Summit that happened yesterday, and it will continue today on government, private sector dialogue on Ghana Beyond Aid. Now, the first ever Presidential Business Summit to create platform for open and frank discussion between the government and private sector on critical issues began in Accra yesterday, and it will continue today. And also, Jay already gave you an update on the journalist that had been attacked. Here's what the GJ has got something to say. They condemn it, and is on page 16 of the Daily Graphic this morning. And on the backdrop of the weed that you mentioned, the one that's in Jay's pomade in his hair and in front of the Ghanaian Times, the narcotic drugs not legalized. As on page 16, people are getting confused about what had been legalized in March 2020.
But you do agree there are some, on the more serious, you do agree there are some that are put in hair pomade.
Of course, I mean it's a product.
I even have one. It's just that I've not used it for a long time. That brownish.
Okay, so now it's been legalized for medicinal purposes, right? In Ghana.
Sort of.
Or is it on that
Here's the thing. There's a fine line, and in some countries for medicinal purposes, yes, but recreational purposes, no. Recreational is where you are, you turn yourself into a chimney and you are what else?
Commercial and medicinal.
Commercial and medicinal.
Sort of, yeah. Let me get the law. So,
please read carefully because.
Act 1019 was passed by Parliament on March 20. 20th of March 2020, and then officially became law after it was assented by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on May 11, 2020. Now, it overhauled the country's first fight against narcotic, changing the then Narcotic Control Board into a commission with a field focus on not just investigations into narcotic-related offences and arrest such offenders. Okay, this is just an update on them.
But I wonder what our position will be on that. I mean, I know probably for medicinal purposes,
I know that
it's been legalized,
it's
right?
been not the retailing and all of that, the commercial and medicinal purpose. There's a commercial bit of it. So, but not that kind of commercial that you can say you're going to. I'm unable to quote exactly what the law says, but we're not in the position that we were a year before, 2 years ago, because in March, a part of that law was commercialized. And then we're pushing that. We decriminalize it, dito, so that you can't just have it in your hair. If you want to chew on it or munch on it and
Don't
tea on
trust
it,
what I'll be saying today because I have a lot of it in my hair. It's just a matter of time for it to seep into my brain.
I'm thinking, though, we're pushing so eagerly for decriminalizing the use of weed. Kofi Annan of blessed memory, said that some of these things, legalize them so you can tax them. You get it, like it's done in other countries. I have my own reservations, but we're ferocious when it comes to weed, but not same when it comes to decriminalizing suicide. It's been quite a long time, but at least we have lawyer Malm Hesse in court trying to bring that to the limelight. MFA?
But please, let me reiterate that the provision or that act that was passed in March 20 in no terms implies the legalization nor the decriminalization of drug use in Ghana. Use of narcotics remain an offense under the act. And so if you find a little piece in your pocket and you don't have prescription from the doctor, I'm sure I'll be them. Okay?
Sure. All right.
Okay.
Let me dig into is it a wrap for you?
Right, so a wrap would be behind the Daily Graphic, fire destroys Oda Market. This one I didn't see in the news. Daily Graphic is giving us an update. I hope that the fire service have been able to curb the situation, but it's behind the Daily Graphic this morning. Benjamin.
I'll start with the horoscope.
What?
And your horoscope is Cancer. So I'll start from there. Give your adventuresome, world-traveling spirit room to soar, Cancer. This is a good time to embrace and express your dreams. Write them down, talk to others, and say them out loud. Communication and information are key elements today. Things may move quickly, so stay alert and tuned into the energy that's buzzing all around you. Jay Foley's energy and my energy buzzing all around you. Stay tuned.
I want to start by going to Malta.
You want to go to Malta? Is that place not? I think there are some visa-free way there in Malta, right?
I want to go to.
Do you agree that holiday destinations are gradually moving away from the regular UK, US now to, some people like
they moved away a long time ago. Jay Foley, are you now catching up?
You still have people who would holiday in some of these countries still, but I mean. I don't have statistics to prove this, but I hear a lot more people saying they are going to the Maldives now.
The Maldives, Dubai,
than you hear
different holiday in Italy.
Because even back in the day, a couple of years ago, about 10 years ago, a lot of university students on their vacation want to go to the UK and the US for holidays. I don't know what the conversation is now as we speak, but you hear holiday, you hear Dubai. You hear holiday, you hear Maldives.
Dubai. After Malta or the Maldives, I want to go to Rome. I want to see where the gladiators fought. Yeah.
You mean the Colosseum?
Yes. Oh, the colors. Oh, Benjamin. Yeah.
Anyway, let me twassle with my Daily Guide newspaper. Owusu Bempeh rushed to hospital back in cells.
I saw the post yesterday. Manasseh's post on Facebook just got me laughing so hard. I know, I'm sorry, but it just got me laughing so hard.
There were wild rumors that because Reverend Owusu Bempeh was powerful in the country, he was feigning sickness to avoid sleeping in police cells. But checks at the police hospital said he was brought there briefly for medical attention after a health scare and was returned to the cells to continue his 1-week remand. Now, he was handcuffed while, in hospital, which is common procedure, and he was taken back. But you know what? Captain Smarts, did something in the morning. He was singing, and making certain references and praying for him that his health will be restored so that he will take him back to.
Yes.
It's like, I'm up for you.
I know. And that's what I saw Manasseh's post on Facebook. That's why I caught the news. And he said that, if I can just check it out real quick, he said, he made reference that, Owusu Bempeh has been healed now, and he's back to...
Did you see that video from some time back where Owusu Bempeh goes like, "Me, say police for lecture me over the bar"?
Wow.
This one is under the bar, right? Okay. So he's back in police cells. That's the General Overseer of Glorious Word Power Ministries International. AG wants GRA to sit up. Bawumia's mom buried in Wale Wale. And once more, our condolences to him and to the entire country. A few more stories. Now, guess what? Global warming, climate change, they are realities we seem to be playing with, especially as other countries in the West and the East have done their thing in terms of industrialization. And here in Africa, it's so hot and we are suffering the brunt of it. World now sees twice as many days over 50 degrees Celsius. And that is mad. It means, Charlie, I can't imagine 30 years from now what our children and grandchildren would come to face by way of temperatures. There's also another one tied to Bawumia. I really thank you, Sam Ajitifio to Bawumia, after 50,000 Ghana cedi donation. Internet trap and Achibela. There's Sarkodie to be featured on Grammy's show, Jay Foley.
Yes. So
that is coming up, the two-time BET winner. And herbal tea and sofas and white sofas. So he's going to be featured. You know, back then, Sarkodie was like, yeah, next year Grammy, It never happened, but at least he can feature on a Grammy show.
What does that mean? Huh? If he's featuring on a Grammy show, Jay, what does that mean?
So it's one of their, they have a number of, just like with the Oscars and stuff, sometimes they have. So it's one of their shows, and he's going to be featuring there. If you don't win a Grammy, you can feature on it.
It's still a great achievement.
Yep.
Huge.
Cynthia Lumo is Talo Ghana Deputy MD. I just had to salute her there. There was a story, was that? Close illegal Nigerian retail shops, Guta. This one, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, they've been in the news doing a lot of talking. And finally, I can't wrap without doing this sports story. More coaches chase Stars' vacant job. You know Didi Draman, there's also Otoado and Milovan Raivac, or Raivac, I should say. Who gets the nod? Time will tell. That's it.
Are you for a local coach or are you for an imported coach?
I'm for a coach who can do the job.
How do you know this?
Pardon me.
What do you look out for?
You look at someone like Otoado. He's with Bundesliga side Borussia Dortmund. He's plied his trade there, though I hear he has Kanishi links and he knows our football pretty well. I don't know. I would root for someone like him or Didi Dramani. You get it? They can both do the job. The qualifications, by and large, they have them. How much are we willing to pay them? Are we willing to treat them like we would treat the foreign coaches? You know that we don't pay them like we pay the foreign coaches. Though even CK was getting like 25K a month. There are certain leeways that we don't give our local coaches that we give the foreign ones. If you get a coach and you tie his hands, you can't expect him to deliver, simply. So for me, it's not so much about local.
Well, on the back of that, I want to read CK Akuno's tweet as well and tell me what you can deduce from this tweet. He says that I'm grateful to His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the Sports Ministry, my former boss, Kwesi Appiah, the leadership of the GFA, colleagues I worked with, players and Ghanaians for the opportunity to serve. He said, wishing the team all the best.
Of course he should.
Yeah, and that was his message after to break the silence, on his exit from the Black Stars as coach. Now, quickly, let me just do this on the publisher as well. Change mindsets on jobs. Member of Parliament Ifutu speaking on there, Alexander Afenyo-Markin talking on there, says that the youth of this country are so focused, a lot of them are so focused on looking for government opportunities to work in places to be salaried workers and should consider entrepreneurship, something worth discussing later on in the show probably. As well. Blame whom you know for endemic corruption, says GBA President Mr. Anthony Forson. And President says economy rebounding faster from COVID-19 in here. And it's a blank page in here. I think they missed a slot in the printing.
It was supposed to be
I could see from here. I was wondering whether it was actually blank.
In the publisher newspaper, and I want to check on that as well. All right.
Please help me. Why do we vote for the president for the GFA? Do we appoint the coaches or they are voted for as well? Forgive me, I'm lost.
The coach
the president of the GFA is voted for certain members. I mean, I think there are the coaches, there are some executive groups and all of that. The teams, managers or owners. There's a core group that actually does
one way or the other. There's a vote.
Voting. Yes.
Okay, and then the coach is appointed by.
Well, you would say that there's behind the door voting.
Yeah.
I'm asking because of his first thank you
Well, they
to
have
the
an
president.
executive
Sounds like a
committee
political
that is-
appointment.
Okay, so let me just break it down for you. In recent times, and I feel that is problematic, you have presidents getting involved. Of course, you would expect them to be concerned about, what happens to our national team. Also riding on the fact that, can you imagine Ghana winning the World Cup? It would be very good political capital. I am the one who was able to oversee. There's all of that in there, but I feel they get too involved. Do you remember Samoa Jan? Should he play? Should he not play? Mr. President intervening. Do you remember, is it 2014? And flying money. All of that, I feel unnecessary interference. And that hampers our football. Because then if President says something and even the coach doesn't like it.
Okay. Thank you
Yep.
so much. Well, I will continue with the Chronicle this morning. I'll start with the scripture reading for today. Deuteronomy 27, verse 25. Cursed be anyone who takes a bribe to shed innocent blood. And here's why the Chronicle is saying this. Now, police foil assassination attempt on chief. Suspect arrested and gun seized. Story is on page 2 and 3 of the Chronicle. It happened in the Volta region, South Town District. And also GJ grumbles over attack on journalist at Owusu Bempeh's trial. President tells investors it's time to do business in Ghana. That's just about it for the Chronicle.
Some major stories from the Finder newspaper on page 2. Death toll from cholera outbreak in Nigeria rises to 2,323. Wow. Of course, in other news, we also know that over 200 people broke out of jail. That's like the second this year.
Well,
first was
the
over
government came back
1,000
to say
now.
that some people have returned. Now they've been asking how many people have returned. It's quite a number. Quite a number have returned on their own, and a few arrests have been made, but no numbers have been put to that as well.
All right. There's also in the Sefi Rioso, SHS gets ICT laboratory. Do you see how I pronounce that? Sefi Rioso.
Yes. Yeah. Well done.
I'll not pardon you for that one. COVID-19, WHO supports Ghana in risk communication in Ashanti. And there's also police apologize for fracas in court. That's according to the Ghana Police Service. We have that statement. There's also, if you have a copy of the Finder newspaper, check out page 12. I'll not go over it, but Petroleum Consumer Watch has the what to do when you smell gas. The other day I took all of us through it. Should I take us through it again?
Yes,
or just suggest
quickly
to them to grab a copy of the paper? I think today I'll be kind to the Finder, so grab a copy of the Finder newspaper. You find it on page 12. And finally, AG Achimota School wants judgment on the Rastafarian students set aside. You remember that bit?
Yeah. Stories popping up, quite confusing.
I think I should grow locks.
So the lady judge actually ruled on what human rights, and then the AG. What I don't understand is why the Attorney General is teaming up with Achimota School to revisit the case. I want to know the interest
there
of
are
the AG.
details of that. They feel she erred in fundamental aspects of the law and how she approached the entire matter. I mean, the details are there. For which reason, when there are such glaring errors, you would have to take a second look at the case, which means it would go back to court and you would have to go over.
Well, I read in the news
likely with new facts.
Authenticated though, but that GIS had actually given a scholarship of $160,000.
Yeah, there was a post in Krabia.
Yeah,
there was a post suggesting that. Yeah.
Well.